That's why nobody really like white people. Nobody really like y'all. There's nowhere y'all can go in the world where people don't frown up at y'all. Ethnocentric. Learn the word, cracker. You ain't got no friends. The black boy have been your only friend in the last 50 years. The worst of the world want to destroy you. Everybody is coming up against white people, and you know it. We've been your only friend in the last 50, 60 years. Genuinely been your friend. And you still mistreat us. Y'all time almost up. Russia don't like you. North Korea don't like you. Africa joining with China. China ruling you. You're bound to China. Israel punking you, treating you like a bitch. Russia making you, but you playing tough with us and you losing your country. Niggas ain't your problem. Black Americans ain't your motherfucking problem.
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. So, this guy, Charleston White, once again, who is usually like a, satirical type of dude on the internet. All right. More of a funny guy. But, he makes a good point once again, man. All right. All these nations is against America. All right. The Most High, which I'm going to get into in Obadiah, all right, is turning these nations against Esau, man. And you see he's saying there's nowhere that they can go in the world where they're not despised. This is true. Because they've wronged every nation. They've stolen from every nation. They've crippled every nation, financially or through war. All right, Obadiah 1 and 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All right, they're greatly despised by those nations on the eastern part of the world. Russia, China is mentioned, North Korea, of course. Those Middle Eastern people, they hate this place. Because in some way, shape, form, or fashion, America has fucked with them. And the word sanction is just a word that gets thrown around so loosely that people don't think it's a serious thing. That's messing with a nation's economy. That's messing with a nation's imports and exports. And that's an act of war. And you see this guy Trump, which, sanctions didn't start with Trump, but he throwing them around, loosely, man. This is one of the reasons why the nations hate this place. And they ultimately gonna shoot missiles on this place. Because their dealings with the nations has made all the nations hate them, man. I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. All right. The eastern part of the world hates this place. It's one of my favorite chapters, man. Habakkuk 2 and 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. That's one of the main reasons the nations hate him. Because he goes into these nations and steals their shit, as far as their natural resources, and he'll, kill your, what they call culture. So you'll have your woman in your land. Now they act like the American woman, unruly. The men will lose their masculinity because that's the ways of America. These nations don't like that. And who would? All right, this place is finished, man. You waiting on the prophecy of MOTB. All right, World War III is already going. It just hasn't turned into, missiles being shot on this place yet. And this is all the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, who you people call God and Jesus Christ. All right. The Most High has put the spirit on the nations to hate this place. And America will have you in such a patriotic spirit where you think, well, so what? Nobody can touch us. America they're not as advanced artillery-wise as they used to be as it pertains to the gap between them and the nations. Russia has better weapons than America. And they have a better, more masculine military. China got about 1 billion people over there. And it ain't like in America where, I want to choose my career path. If we at war, you going to war. They talk about the American draft. They're going to draft people. You know how soft these kids is? You going to draft them? These dudes grow up, don't even know if they, what they want to identify as, man. You gonna put them with an AK in their hand on the front line? Come on, man. It's a joke. All that military appeal that America had back in the day is gone. The nations are not afraid anymore. All right. I spelled that shit wrong. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right. The weak, because these nations used to be weak compared to America as far as their weaponry and as far as how far America would take it. As I mentioned before, Fat Man, the little boy was, so devastating because the world has never seen nothing like that before. And you see that and you say, well, maybe we shouldn't mess with them people, man. They crazy. All right, but nuclear war or nuclear warheads, having nuclear weapons is normal now. America ain't the only one with nukes. I believe Russia has the most nuclear weapons on the planet. So these nations that America looks at with that stout look, look more stout than its fellows, have now become stronger, weapons-wise. And they're not scared to come at this place. Excuse me. They're not scared to come at this place. All right, so going back to the original point, that the guy Charleston White was making. All right, everybody hates this place, and that hate is going to manifest into nuclear war, man. But I ain't going to hold you. I hope that video was edifying. Shalom.